And in Central Ohio, one local leader is carrying a name that the world recognizes and a mission rooted in service.
Reverend Joel King Jr. is a cousin of Martin Luther King Jr. He spent decades pouring into Central Ohio, from the pulpit to prisons to everyday work, quietly continuing a family legacy.
Our Taylor Bruck has this story.
Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Daddy King, my dad's brother, his daddy.
Inside his home in Gahanna, surrounded by books and photos, Reverend Joel King Jr. doesn't just share the same last name as Martin Luther King Jr. He's family.
My relations is first cousin on my dad's side of the family. His dad and my dad were brothers.
The last name King opens doors, but he says it also comes with weight. Living up to one of the most recognizable names in the world means living out what it stands for.
It's good and bad because everybody expects so much because of him, but I had to make my own line of work and do my own thing.
And his own thing has been service for decades. Reverend Joel King Jr. has nearly 40 years in ministry, serving as pastor and associate minister at various churches and as the chaplain to local fire and police departments. He's worked for UPS, FedEx, and the Postal Service, and served on the Columbus Community Action Board, known as IMPACT, as well as the State of Ohio Interdenominational Ministerial Alliance. All the while, he's advocated for prison reform, pushing for second chances after people have served their time. And through the Ohio MLK Day Holiday Commission, has been trying to keep his cousin's legacy alive.
Keep the holiday in front of the people of Ohio. And that it's not just a day off, but it's a day on. And to recognize what he did, not only for Ohio, for the world.
His decades of community impact were honored at the 41st annual Ohio Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. commemorative celebration, a moment that brought together family, friends, and people who've watched him lead for years. Among them, Gregory Foster, a cousin of Coretta Scott King, who says service isn't just part of the King name, it's in the family's DNA.
For all of my life, even before I met Coretta or even knew that I was even a family member, it seemed like social justice seemed like it just crept up everywhere I went.
Foster says Reverend Joel King Jr. has a positive influence on everyone he comes across.
Powerful. He tends to motivate. And with some push from me sometimes, he's a motivator.
For these two family members, Martin Luther King Jr. has always been bigger than one speech, bigger than one Monday in January.
Black history, our history, Dr. Martin Luther King's history, Coretta Scott King's legacy is 365 days.
And with history often debated, rewritten, even erased, their message is simple. Learn history.
Check out his readings and his writings, read his books, read his messages, and really read it. The man was on point, ahead of his time.
And then do something about it to avoid repeating it.
Get out behind these phones and TVs and go make a difference in your walk of life or in your phase of life, whatever phase it is. Be the best or whatever you are.
And Taylor is joining us now. Doesn't sound like he's slowing down. So is Reverend King retired or still advancing his work?
Well, he's retired from UPS, but he is not retired from social justice. He's also still preaching. He's the associate minister of the Mount Hermon Baptist Church in Columbus, if you ever want to go hear him preach. He's also the president of the Gandhi King Center for Nonviolence, which I believe launched in Dayton in 2024. They have plans to expand in Europe as well as Dubai, so a lot happening there. He's also still the vice chair of the Ohio MLK Day Holiday Commission. So at 75 years old, definitely still advancing, King's work, advocating for nonviolence, and just wanting to make sure people really hear his message, like he said there. Go back and listen to it, really read it, and hear what he had to say, guys. All right, Taylor, thank you so much.